Hello and welcome into the Piles of Paragraphs creative space. I'm Lori and today I'm going to continue working on the piano hinge journal. Get my cord out of the way. Okay. So let's see. First time we made the box to hold the journal. Last time we did the binding. So this time I'm going to show you how I made the inserts. Like for this one, little journal for the first one, ephemera holder for the second one, and pockets for the third one, and then the fourth one I just put in some paper bits. So okay, so let's get started. So I hope everyone's doing well and has had a chance to do something creative. Get all my stuff out of the way here. Okay, so let's start with the journal. Now I've cut my little covers and my pages 6 by 8.5. On this one, I used a 6 by 8 paper pad, so they were only 4 inches deep. But you've got the whole depth of your box, so however wide, however deep your box is, that is what you want to keep in mind. So get my oh goodness, I can't think of what this is called. The thing I use to score my papers. I guess that would be what it is, huh? The paper scorer. Okay, so since this is 8.5, I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. And I usually use the corner and the side here to help me make sure I get it folded straight. So there's the cover. I'm just going to put 4 pages in this one by way of a sample. So I think I had more pages in the other one that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and score this at 4 1/4. 2 pages there, 2 pages here. And I'm going to do all the prep on these first, and then we'll stitch everything together later. Yeah, there's my my binding packet. Okay, so I take the pages, fold them one at a time, get nice and straight. This is my bone folder, in this case the piece from, where is my bone folder? Oh, I put it up somewhere. That's okay. This little tool will work just as well. And then I'm going to show you a little cheat that I do. Ooh, I've got 5 pages. I debated going 5 or 6, so I think I went with 5 instead of 4. 4 just didn't seem like enough. Even as a sample, it didn't seem like enough. It's folded. And probably you're going to have a little bit of creep on the pages because this is my heavier printer paper again. Oh golly, I never ever remember what weight it is. Okay, so as you can see, they're not exactly even there, and they are sticking out just a little bit out of the cover, which in this particular case I do not want. So let's get my little paper cutter out here. And because I always like to have a really even measurement for my folds. Like in this case, it was a 4 1/4. So I wait until after I folded it to trim the pages. So I'll make this. Let's see. So it was 4 1/4 to begin with. So I'll go in about 1/8. So we'll make it like 4. We'll make it 4 1/8. And we'll trim those. Those are your center pages. Do this one. So that was 4 1/8. So I'll make this just a tiny bit more than 4 1/8. And those will be the next 2 pages. And then on this one, I will just make it just a tiny bit more than the last one. I would say a piece of paper thickness more, but that's kind of a ridiculous thing to say, I think, because I don't know what the paper thickness is. And so then they're much nicer, straighter, and then they fit inside the cover. So, okay, so there's the prep for the little journal. We'll stitch that together in a bit. Get these little strips of paper off of here. Okay, and so the next one will be the ephemera holder. And I've already put together a couple pages for that because this takes me a while. So I do want to go ahead and score this one before I put the vellum on, just as kind of a way to help me remember. Oh yes, these pages I cut 6 by 8 because I want them to fit inside. Did I or didn't I? Is that just another piece? I started off 6 by 8. Yes, these are all 6 by 8 to make sure that the cover covers the the ends of the pages. Okay, so this time we're going to go 4. Okay, Def. No, Def. Okay. Endeavor. Yes, hello. Yes, thank you. Yes, no, not everybody wants to see you. Okay. All right, my sweet girl. Come on. No, you can't have a drink of my water. Okay, Bear. Oh, you're going to knock everything over. Okay, come on, Devin. Okay, Dev. Okay, say bye-bye, Debbie. Say bye-bye, Debbie. Okay. Bye-bye, my sweet. I'll see you later. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so, all right. Now I have Debbie hairs. Okay, yes. So I cut a 1-inch strip of vellum for the bottom pocket. And you can cut these whatever width thickness you want. I just think that's probably a good, based on the ones I've made before, kind of good to have a little bit deeper pocket at the bottom. And then the other 2 strips I cut 1/2 inch. And so then I'll run a little bead of glue. Not as steady as I used to be. Run along the bottom, along the edges. And then I will match this up, the bottom of our page. Oops. Scoot it over just a little bit. Give myself a little bit of room there just in case I have to trim the edges, although with 3 I think I will be reasonably okay. And once again, if you want to measure your things so you're sure they fit inside the covers that you've made and not wait till after, absolutely you can trim. But that's one of my ways I get around doing very much measuring. because I don't like to measure. Okay. And I would say you probably don't have to use vellum for this, and I usually do the top one next. So I kind of get a feel for, you know, you want to have enough room at the top for labels or stamps or, you know, something small you want to put in, but you don't want it so small that you don't have room for anything in that little pocket. And so then this pocket would be the same, but I'm using vellum. You don't necessarily have to use vellum. I think in this case, you know, just copy paper would work. The vellum is nice because then you can see the whole thing that you have in the pocket, but these little pockets are so narrow that it doesn't hide a whole lot. I mean, unless you got some teeny tiny ephemera. You don't have any ephemera that's quite that small. So then I kind of split the difference. And I also did not measure so that these are all lined up with each other. Absolutely, you can do that. I think when I made my original ones, I did do that. I kind of laid one next to the other so that they would line up. Oh my goodness. Eyeballed and got that one pretty close. How about this one? Oh my. I should buy a lottery ticket. That kind of stuff never happens for me. Okay, now I'm going to let these dry before I fold them in half. I don't want to pop the glue quite yet, so we will come back to that in just a minute. Yeah, it'll be more than a minute. Okay, now on this one, we're going to make the pockets. So I have cut my pieces. Let's see, where's my ruler? So I've got this 7 3/4, and then I did the whole 8 1/2 wide sheet of my paper, and I've scored them here so that I have a fold at the top of my pocket and here for my pocket. So let's see. Okay, here's one I have not trimmed. So once again, I'll show you my little cheat for. So let's see, that's 8. 8 1/2. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I've got this going the right way. So this page is 8 inches wide. I'll go ahead and score it at 4. So that's a really easy maths for me to do. 1/2 8. And I'll turn it this way, and it's 8 1/2. So I'll go in 1/4 of an inch, or you can do 1/8 of an inch, just to make a nice, stronger edge. Now, when I do the next one for the pocket, 6 would be at the bottom of the page, so I go up 1/8. So it's 5 7/8. So it's just not quite as long as the cover. It's a little, gives you a little wiggle room since these are pockets. So I have this here, which now I will go ahead and fold this over and burnish it down. Go ahead and fold this over, burnish it down, and I'll fold this up, burnish it down, and then I put the pockets on the outside. And that way you've got paper on the inside if you want to decorate it or add additional pockets or tuck spots or whatever. So there we go. And the cover I did the same way. So I've got these. Let's see, what did I trim those to? They're all the same. Oh, good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just see how I did, because you've got a little bit of thickness here. Of course, starting with 8, I've got a little bit of wiggle room on that. Oh yeah, they're gonna fit in there just fine. Okay, so I'll take these and a little art glitter glue along the top edge. Fold this over. Burnish it down. This. Burnish this. And I just do a really thin line of art glitter glue along the edge here and along the edge here, and then fold them up to make a pockets. I think it's really important after every stage to burnish your edges. As you can see, I didn't glue the center. This is going to be stitched into the cover, so I don't feel it's necessary to do that. Using the full width of the 8.5 by 11, the 8.5 part of the paper just made this an easy pocket without a lot of trimming. And it's a nice size pocket to put your little bit bigger bits of ephemera in. This one I only did. And that's the trick with doing it. If you only do the 1/8 of an inch, it is just a little bit trickier to fold down. Can be done. I also have to do a bit more convincing to get it to stay glued down. The quarter is easier. A little bit here. Of course, with this project, you don't have to do these different inserts. This is just the way that I made, or that I have made mine in the past. And I kind of liked it. It kind of makes it like almost like a little gift set for a journaler. Get all your bits there together. Get this glued down. This one glued down. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry a minute. Put my pin back in my art glitter glue. Okay. So let me grab my binding stuff. And let's see, some wax thread, my smaller awl, oops, my big paper clips, although I think 3 should be enough for this. I may only need 2 of those, and get out the needles. Is that everything I need? I think that's everything I need. Back. Get my scissors, pardon my arm there. Okay, so we'll start with the little journal. I just go to the center, make sure everything is where I want it to be. Just put big paper clips on the pages here. Okay. I usually use 3 lengths of the wax thread, which is probably really a little more than what you need, but that's what I am comfortable with. And since these are not very large signatures or pages and journals, I'm just going to eyeball. I'm going to go about halfway down and try to keep this fairly closed. Push me all through. Go down about 1/2 inch from the top. Push my all through, about 1/2 inch or so up from the bottom. Easier said than done on that one. Okay, push the all through. Got that. Get my needles out here. Let's see. Yes, this is the, oopsie, as I move everything. That's the smallest of the ones that I have in that tube. Get this threaded. And I start in the center, and I like to have my tie in the middle on the inside. So I bring my thread through, and I usually clip it onto one of the paper clips just to kind of keep it in place there. No. Well, this should be easy because they're small, but there we go. Get that back up through the bottom. Pull through. Go back up through the top. Go out. Always much easier to go out through the fold than to come back in. Okay, let me pull got my tail a little bit too folded over there. Okay, so let's go back through the center hole, being very careful not to, I'm using a really blunt needle too, so that's really helpful, being really careful not to go back through the thread, through the thread. Now we'll find out right now if I went back through the thread. I can't quite see. Probably would have been a good idea for me to use a little bit more contrasty thread for you. Let's see. Is that gonna pull through? Make sure it's nice and tight. Yes. Let's go ahead and tie a knot. Take that off. Make sure the pages are tight. They are nice and snug. And then I'll tie another knot. When you're tightening this up, you want it to be good and tight, but you don't want it so tight that you tear your pages. So there we go. There's the little journal. There's one. Okay, now we have these. Let me score. Score this one. Getting in a hurry here and forgetting the things I usually do that help me keep things a bit straighter. There we go. Okay, now with these, I will fold them in and then be careful when I burnish it to make sure I don't tear my pockets off. So I go from the glued edge of my little pocket up. And there's one. I'm gonna carefully careful not to tear the little pockets that you've created. Inside there. This one. Fold it over. Line it up gently. Make sure it's got a good crease. Put them together. And they do stick out a little bit, so I may have to trim them, which may mean we need to re-glue the edges. But that's easy enough to do. Let's see, how's this gonna do? Oh no, that extra ½ inch made all the difference. They don't line up perfectly in here, and if that bothers you, by all means go ahead and trim them. But I'm gonna leave those as they are then. Line this up in here. Put my giant paper clip on here. Make sure the pages are nice and straight. Giant paper clip this side too. Let me get my wax thread. Again, I like to use 3, 1, 2, 3. Trim it off. Grab my, whoops, well, easier said than done again. Grab hold of my needle. It was escaping from me. This back through here. My awl. Make sure I have that nice and flat. Kind of eyeball the center. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to go a little lower than center this time to try to make sure I catch that middle pocket. So a little bit off what I usually do. Then I'll go up about ½ inch from the bottom, since we've got that larger pocket on the bottom. There. This one, let's see, where's the top pocket on that one? No, I'm going to go ahead and go here. About ½ inch down from the top. That should be okay. Oh, wow. Goes to the paper so much easier than it goes through the paper and the vellum. Put my awl back in its little protective cork there. Okay. Go through the center. Pull it up. Just kind of catch the tail there. Okay. Come back in through the bottom. Bottom, top, it actually does not matter. This is just kind of the way I always do it. Oh goodness, do I not have things lined up there? Yeah. Ooh, this is always so much harder when I do it for video. Let's see. No, it does not want to go back through there. Okay, let's try this one more time with the awl. The awl through. Bring the awl back out and slide the needle in behind it. All right, we got it that time. All right, the royal we, because there's just me. Debbie has gone, since I wouldn't let her be up on the desk. Go back out through the top hole. Bring this back through the center. Be careful not to go back through the thread that's already there. Gotta pull that over to the side just a little bit. These holes are very small, so it's a little bit of a trick. Get it back through and not go through the other. Oh my goodness. Okay, nope. I usually pull this up close to my nose so I can see, so trying to stay on screen is... Let me take that off. Let me pull this again. And then let me go through this way. No, it does not want to do it. Ah, sorry guys. I usually do not have this problem. Okay, we'll get the all through there again. And as I bring the all, as I bring the all back, I usually just follow it through with the needle, but I dropped it. So there we go. Okay, good, got it through this time. Out of the shot. Put the tails through. Pull this snug. It's a little bit loose. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. Put this knot in here. Tighten it down. Put this up. Give this a pull. That's good and tight. Okay. And the double knot. Pull the tails down. And there's the little ephemera holder. Okay, now for the pockets. Pockets. Okay, got a little bit more thickness here because I've got the pockets folded over. So they're really not going to line up. So you can by all means go back and trim them. Yeah, that is a pretty good bit of bulk right there. Let's see. Try just doing it with, let's just do 3. These 3 have the same size pockets. I'm going to do 3 instead of 4. And that makes a difference. Not as, the edges are not as staggered when I do it with just 3. So, okay. I'll put this in here. Kind of center it since I made it just a tiny bit smaller than the cover. Giant paper clips on here again. Hold that down nice and flat. Let's get my waxed thread. Oops. Oh, the coordination's not with me today. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. I know when Rachel from Roxy Creations does hers, I don't think she cuts her thread, but I find I am not quite coordinated enough to pull that off, especially not when I'm trying to talk and put my signatures in. Okay, so we've got this. Once again, let me make sure it's pretty straight, even. Looks good. Okay. In this case, I'm going to go back through the center, even though it's a bit above the pocket. I'll go up a 1/2 inch from the bottom here. About a 1/2 inch from the top here. Oh, my friend Marianne reminded me to be aware of my vocal volume, so hopefully I'm speaking loudly enough so that you guys can hear me. Okay, go through the center, pull through, clip it on there, go back through the bottom, pull through and snug, go back out the top. Nice and snug. Go back in through the center hole, being careful not to puncture the other thread. Take that off. Pull my tail through there. Let's see. How's this? That needs to be a bit tighter, so let's give it a pull. A gentle pull. That seems good. Go ahead and get the knot in here. Let's pull this up. Go ahead and tie that. And there we go. Now we've got 3 of the 4 signatures done. For the last one, I just put little bundles of paper in, so I don't actually do anything other than and little bundles of paper I put in, I clipped in with a little paper clip, so pretty easy to do. So, okay, so here's all 4 parts of our sample journal. So get the box back out. Here's the spine that I made my last video. So take the front journal, go to the center, slip it onto the little, oops, got to go through straight because I don't have very wide margins there, so it goes through straight, goes, or should go. Oh, it does not, there we go, it was just a little bit too crooked. So just slide this on here. Oh, goodness me. I may have to go back and make that a teensy little bit wider. Yep. It does go through, just was a little bit of a struggle. Okay, then the next one we'll put in will be the little ephemera holder. Yep, much easier. And then I skip the center one. And then I put the pockets in. There we go. And then the little one that I'll use just to hold papers. And we've got it all together. So the center one, you can put something on. Let's try and get to it. I usually just go back and trim it off, just because my boxes aren't very wide, so there's not a ton of room for extra stuff in the boxes. So get our little straws all even out there. It just slips right down in the box, just like that. And I think when I made my box, I made this one not very straight. Let me get one that actually is straight on the bottom. The challenges of creating on video. Here we go. Fits right down in there and then sits up. So that is all of the steps. I usually come back and do, like on this one, I did some decorative scrapbook paper that I fussy cut and added to this to dress the box up. But this is the basics of the Piano Hinge journal in a box. So there we go. Once again, we did all 4 of our little inserts. We've got the journal, we've got an ephemera holder, we've got pockets to hold ephemera, and then we have a cover to hold paper. And so I guess I will say thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll join me again in the future, and bye-bye for now.